What is your definition of religion? Noun. A particular system of religious worship, especially in reference to its rites and ceremonies. 2. An instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, especially as manifested by a body of admirers. And 3. A group or sect bound together by veneration of the same thing, person, ideal, etc. That is the definition of the word cult. Now, I want you to look back at that definition, and I want you to understand that when it comes to a cult, a religion falls into that category as clearly as any other cult out there. Going back to that first definition, a particular system of religious worship, especially in reference to its rites and ceremonies, that is a direct reference to dogma. The second one, an instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, especially as manifested by a body of admirers, that means the congregation, the people who follow, the followers of Jeshua, the followers of Moses, the followers of Muhammad, the followers of Buddha, the followers of Krishna, the followers. That's what the second part is. An instance of great veneration of a person, ideal, or thing, especially as manifested by a body of admirers. Third, a group or sect bound together by veneration of the same thing, person, ideal, or so. Basically, it's a reiteration of number 2. This is the definition of the word cult from dictionary.com. And I wanted to bring this up because people get very trapped in their ideas of religion, and they get very locked into the cult-like venerations. And the idea is that this is how things are, this is how things have to be. And so they lock themselves into that belief system. And it's interesting because all religions that you're dealing with have those 3 principles. They have the followers, they have an ideal or a person that they get behind, and they literally admire and follow the doctrines or the dogmas of. So that is what a basic religion is. It's just a form of a cult. And I know this sounds like a terrible, horrible thing to say about religion, but I would say that about any religion, not just Christianity, not just Islam, they're all based in the same exact principles of a cult. And that being said, is that when I look at that definition, they all define themselves as being focused on something outside of themselves. They all define themselves as being focused on not having power, but all the power is found within the religion, in the ideal. And when you look at the idea of what religion really is, it's just a set of principles or ideas and dogmas and rituals that we all follow. And before there was someone who created that structure, there was no prophet, Messiah, or teacher that it was the end-all, be-all. And to actually drop into a religion, you have to drop into the concept or the belief that there was this one thing, this one person that was the one God or the one element of source or the one who had all the answers. And the idea of that is the idea that has created more turmoil in the world than anything else. I mean, Christianity is the deadliest religion in the world. And it sounds horrible to say, but if you look at just what the Christians did to the Native Americans and what they did to the South and Central Americans and what they did to the Middle East during the Crusades and what the Inquisition did across Europe. And you just look at all of the people who died in the name of Jesus because they didn't take Jesus' faith, right? And I'm using Jesus, not Jeshua, because that has become the deadliest religion in the world. Hitler thought himself to be a Christian. Timothy McVeigh thought himself to be a Christian. He the Oklahoma City bomber. They believed in a Christian belief. And that being said, is the idea of Christianity or is, it's a cult model of thinking. Same with Islam. Islam is a beautiful religion, and there's much beauty found in Christianity and Islam. But they are just basically dogmatic rules set behind an idealistic figure. It basically is the exact definition of the word cult. And on my front door, I actually have a sign. I live on a road that I get Jehovah's Witness on a very regular basis, sometimes 2-3 times a month. And I put a sign on my front door that said, "If you're here to get me to join your cult, I won't." I have not had one Jehovah's Witness actually knock on my door since. I have had one come up to my door, read my sign, turn and run, and then hop in their car and drive across my yard to get out of my property. And all it said was, "If you're here to get me to join your cult, I won't." I didn't say anything about Jehovah's Witnesses. But why were they afraid by that comment? If you're here to get me to join your cult, I won't. It scared them enough they ran away. So I want you to think about that. They know it's a cult. And deep in their subconscious belief, they know that I identified it as a cult. And I have not had one knock on my door since. So this is just school for thought. This is not meant to be a bashing of religion. This is meant to be a reset or a reframe to let you know what religion really is. Because the definition I gave was not of the word religion. But the first line of that definition, let me look it up here. The first line of that definition was a particular system of religious worship, especially in reference to his rites and ceremonies. That's what religious worship is. Rites and ceremonies based around a person or ideal or a thing. So just something to think about today. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.